Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Jay Cartere, and in this video I'm going to be doing a Torbjorn hero guide. I'm going to be basically telling you guys how to play with Torbjorn, or at least how I play with Torbjorn, because the first time I played with Torbjorn, I didn't like him whatsoever. I really didn't understand how you actually could play with him and how to, play better with him. But over time, playing with him a little bit more and learning his kinks, his abilities and that sort of stuff, I've really come to enjoy Torbjorn, and I think he's a great character to play. So let's firstly get into his ability. So his main ability is his turret. So you can build a turret with the L1 button on PS4, and this turret basically locks onto enemies and just tears them to shreds, as long as the turret is level 2. So what you want to do is you want to build your turret, and then you want to press right on the directional pad, which will bring out your hammer, and then you want to beat your turret into submission until it becomes level 2, because the turret on level 1 is pretty useless, to be honest. It's gonna do a little bit of damage. Like if someone's on really low health, then it can probably take them out. Otherwise, yeah, that turret's not really going to do much, and people can take it out really easily. But what your turret does is it locks onto enemies in a 360-degree radius, so it will lock on behind itself. It will if anything enters its field of vision, which is pretty good, to be honest. It will tear them apart. So it really helps with enemy awareness, because it just automatically locks onto anyone who comes in its field of vision, and you can basically see where the enemy is coming from, and then you can look over there and shoot at the enemy if they haven't already shot at your turret. But I would say generally, stay near your turret and keep it repaired. Look out for heroes like Farah, Widowmaker, Hanzo and Junkrat, because those guys are extremely annoying to your turret. Also, McCree's quite bad for your turret as well, because he can get a few shots in there, and his gun's pretty powerful. So if he's like ducking in and out of cover and shooting at your turret, he can get rid of it. But you want to look out for the guys that can do massive damage to your turret really quickly, like the ones that I named, except for McCree, because McCree's going to take a little bit of time to actually destroy your turret. So yeah, you want to stay near your turret, and if it gets any damage, you want to start hitting it. So you want to put your turret in a place where you can get to it, but hopefully you can get to it without being shot. That is the best way to use your turret. So your turret can be shooting everyone, letting you know where everyone is coming from, and you can basically stay out of the open and just hit your turret with your hammer and keep it repaired if anyone tries to get rid of it. And that's how you can get a massive amount of kills, and you can really help your team and lock down a point. Torbjorn's next ability is his armor pack, and you can basically throw down your armor pack using R1, and in order to do that you will need scrap. Basically every time someone dies, whether it's an enemy or a friend, they will drop scrap, and you can just go over like to their dead corpse and pick up whatever they had left over on their body, like all the metal from their guns or whatever, and that will add to your scrap meter. And I think your scrap meter has a limit of 200 scrap. I don't know how much you actually get from each each piece that you pick up. Let's see. Let's see real quick. I think you get 25 for each piece of scrap that you pick up, and I think it costs about 50 to put down the armor pack. Let me make sure. How much is it? Yes, it is 50 to put down an armor pack. So basically what I use this armor pack for is I use it to boost my health if I've got low health and I want to stay near my turret, because it's generally never a good idea to leave your turret unless you really need to, because you're super low in health. So I would put down an armor pack to stay in the fight and stay next to my turret to keep it up and running and keep it locking down the point. Or I also just fling out all the armor packs I can possibly fling out to help my teammates, so they can top up on armor and perform better, because obviously you want to help out your team. And that's basically the armor pack. It's not very, what's the word? It's not very complicated. And Torbjorn's main gun, well, his only gun is his rivet gun. And it's very slow to fire, but it kind of operates like a sniper type gun, because it's very long range, but it does have drop off. So it's not great. It's not a hit scan weapon. You can't just point it and shoot. You need to anticipate where your opponent is going to be, and I basically just, you know, shoot and hope for the best. And you will get a couple headshots, and headshots do a lot of damage, and you will get a couple shots. Like, if you're next to your turret, then you can do pretty well with the rivet gun, whether you're accurate or not, because just a couple shots will do great in addition to your turret shots. Also, the alternate fire for your rivet gun is a shotgun type fire, which I personally really like. I'm unsure how powerful it actually is. I don't think it's more powerful than Reaper's shotguns, and it's definitely not as fast. But if someone does try to run up on you, you do have a means of defense. You're not just a turret guy. Your gun isn't completely useless. You can shoot people, especially if a tracer's trying to run up on you. She's going to get murdered with two shotgun shots from your rivet gun. You can actually take her out. So yeah, the rivet gun is a good gun. It's just not great. So I would recommend staying next to your turret at all times, not running into the battle and trying to, you know, murder people by yourself with your rivet gun, because I think mostly every other gun that, you know, shoots medium range will outdo you unless you're really good on at aiming. And Torbjorn's ultimate is Molten Core. Now, Molten Core, basically it increases your weapon attack speed, you gain additional armor, and you temporarily upgrade your turret from a level 2 to level 3. And a level 3 turret is mad. Trust me, it is a madness. It fires rockets. It generally just takes people out and tears them apart. Also, it makes like your ultimate makes your gun much more powerful, and it also allows you to upgrade your turret much more quickly. So if you don't have a turret down, or your turret is currently level 1 because someone destroyed your level 2 turret, you can put a turret down and upgrade it pretty quickly while you've got the Molten Core ultimate going, which I believe is kind of a waste of the Molten Core ultimate unless you're in a really tight position and you need to do it. Like if you've got like a couple seconds left to defend the point and the enemy team is really pushing it to the limit, then fair enough, you can put down your turret while in Molten Core mode and hit your turret to get it to level 2, which will then transform to level 3. Your turret will only transform to level 3 if you've already hit it into level 2. If it's a level 1 turret, it will just stay a level 1 turret and you'll be wasting your Molten Core. You will get more health and increased attack speed, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. I think you get more damage. I'm not 100% sure, but you definitely gain additional armor and attack speed. So it's a very good ability, and anytime you hear Torbjorn shouting Molten Core, you want to stay out of that area, because that turret will decimate you and just turn you into scraps of metal that he'll use to pick up and give his friends armor, which you do not want to be helping him do. So I personally think Torbjorn is very good for use on defense. I personally like to use him on Watchtower Gibraltar the best. I've got a great turret position for the beginning of Watchtower Gibraltar, which I will make a video on. And yeah, he also seems best to use in the early stages of a match, when the enemy team doesn't know what to expect or where your turret is. When the enemy team starts to get smart to your turret and they start to know where you are positioned, then they can counter you. They can bring out a Widowmaker or a Pharah or Hansel or Junkrat or any of those guys that I was talking about earlier. And if they start doing that, then you will have problems. You won't be able to protect the area as effectively as you did in the beginning of the match. But if you move around and you keep them on their toes so they don't actually know where your turret is, then you can probably do a very good job. And if you have like 3 Torbjorns or 2 Torbjorns on your team, the other team is going to be very upset, because those turrets are so annoying. They are so, because they auto aim. As soon as you get into their field of vision, they're locked onto you and they start shooting. So as soon as you start getting shot, you either have to run away or you have to put out such great damage output that you destroy the turret. And if there's a Torbjorn next to it protecting the turret, you're going to die if you try to fight the turret. It's just no good. It's no good. So yeah, that was my guide on Torbjorn. I hope this helped you guys out. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already, and be sure to subscribe as I'll be putting out loads more Overwatch tip videos. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know your suggestions with Torbjorn, your tips and tricks with him. Also, let me know what other hero guides and tip videos you want me to make. That will really help me out with the content creation and whatnot, and I'll definitely make videos due to your suggestions and whatnot, as long as they're good and I haven't done them already. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Also, if you want to check out the rest of my tip videos, please click on the playlist on the screen and you can go check out those there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long, so all this warmth I share with you.